Jesus, no, I'm not ready. All right. There we go. All right, here we go. What is up, everyone? Welcome to episode 86 of the Gaming Duo podcast. I'm Kelvin, the Kevlar Vest, your host for this week, and I'm joined by co-host Rob the Robot and our special guest for this week, a fellow podcaster along with his two brothers, Dandolph the Wise and Take It Easy Jono, an expert in audio recording and music production, a photographer by day and an avid gamer by night. Let's welcome Nast3 Nate The Great.
What's up, guys?
How you doing, man?
What is going up, dude? I'm pumped. I'm so glad to be here. Thanks for having me.
Also, I added the Nast3 Nate The Great part to it because I just thought it just fit perfectly well. So there's that.
It's all good.
You know what's funny, Kelv, is that I was thinking about saying that for the next episode of using the Kevlar Vest and Rob the Robot.
Yeah.
So I think it works real. So shout out to
I
Chad.
say
we keep it.
I say we roll with it. You know what I mean? Like it just works. You know, it makes sense. It sounds great. So let's do it.
Yeah, for sure.
Nice.
Just to keep you in a loop, Nate. We had Chazzy who was trying to we're doing collaboration with him, and just randomly he called Kelvin the Kevlar Vest and me Rob the Robot, and it just stuck. So here we
nailed
are.
it. Yeah. Nailed it.
Was that from the last episode? Because I was listening in and
that was a few weeks. That was a few months. That was like about a month or two ago, right? We did our first episode or something like that with him, and he did like a kind of collaboration video,
a little short or something.
Yeah, a little short for us. So that was awesome. For those that are watching today and don't know who you are, Nate, can you tell us a little bit about yourself real quick?
Well, I'm Nast3 Nate Nathaniel Campoli. I dabble in like everything. So I went to school for audio recording, music production. Couldn't find a job in that. I produced a couple of bands, recorded a couple of EPs, albums. I used to do beats and loops and all that kind of stuff locally. And then I went to school for IT, computer systems. So I've got that. And then I picked up photography I do mostly weddings. And then I'm trying to get into more doing headshot photography lately. I live in Ottawa, the nation's capital here in Canada.
Nice.
Canada.
Yeah. Close.
I don't know, man. You gotta
and you also have a podcast, right? With two of your brothers.
We have a podcast. We're called The Elder Trolls Gaming Podcast with my older brother, Take It Easy Jono, and my younger brother is Daniel. Or Dandolph the Wise.
Dandolph, love that.
Love it. I love that you guys have like nicknames for each other. I think it's pretty dope.
That's our gaming tag. So we just thought
awesome. Well, a little bit more about you later on our in-game chat. If you guys are new to the show, welcome. Thank you for listening. Thank you for tuning in. We are the podcast that discusses the latest gaming news each and every Friday at 7 a.m. Eastern time. If you want to support us, you can definitely do so by heading on over to your favorite streaming service, Apple, Spotify, or by going on over to thegamingduopod.com and leaving us a review. Let us know how we're doing. You can definitely support us on patreon.com/thegamingduo right now. You'll be able to have access to our exclusive Discord channel, exclusive gear, shout outs on weekly episodes, and so much more. That's patreon.com/thegamingduo. Guys, before we start off with the news, we have a lot to talk about. Rob, we'll start off with you. What you been playing?
So, been finishing up Resident Evil 3 Nemesis, the remake.
Same, yeah.
So I know I'm pretty sure I'm close to beating it. You can actually let me know because I know you beat it, right? You've been playing it.
I just beat it yesterday.
And I've been playing on my Steam Deck, which is
nice,
flawlessly flawlessly. It's perfect.
Incredible. Shout outs to Valve. Fantastic piece of hardware.
Is that what you guys are doing? It's just gaming on your Steam Deck now.
That's literally all I do.
So easy. It makes it too easy, man. Like it helps you get through that backlog of games because you can just literally take it anywhere you go, and it's great. So right now, I think I'm at the part where you're underground and they're like unloading a bunch of zombies on you. I'm Jill, by the way. And
did you know that you were? I mean, again, spoilers for those that didn't play the game.
Spoilers.
Sorry, but yeah. Did you know that you were gonna be able to switch over between Jill and Carlos? Whatever.
Yes, I did know that. Yeah, it's Carlos. Yeah, I didn't know that.
I didn't know that at all. I thought I was pretty sick. I was like, oh shit, I can play as Carlos. Like that's awesome.
Yeah. So I think I'm pretty close to being the game. I'm probably like 4 or 5 hours in. I know the campaign's not that long, about 6 hours long, give or take.
Yep.
Right. So,
yeah, you're close. You're very close.
Yeah,
very close.
So that in League. As always, I've been trying to get better at League. Freaking hard ass game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So Nate, I know you guys talked about it on. I think it was not the last episode. I think it was last episode where you guys. I know you guys mentioned this on the episode, which we appreciate that. Where you guys said something about us training you or teaching you how to play League. That is not me. I said absolutely not. I don't know about me, man, but I have not played League in so long. I don't know anything about it. Rob is the somewhat of an expert here.
I expert stretching it. Like I don't know if you ever want to take tips from me about playing that game, but it's a fun game. Just saying.
I used to play Dota 2 a lot. And then my girlfriend at the time, who's my wife now, we used to play Dota 2 a lot together. And I was huge into that. I was actually so big into it. I was like designing my own weapons in like Blender and
that's so sick.
Putting them out to the Steam store and all that kind of shit. Like it was crazy.
Awesome. Nice.
Never sold any, but I made like a monkey staff with like a monkey on the top. It was pretty sweet. But I've always been into that. I'd play Smite. I've been into like the whole MOBA thing. I have not jumped into League yet. I'm waiting for it to get onto Game Pass. I think it's coming to Game Pass.
Okay.
And it's going to give us all like the unlocked characters and all that stuff.
Yep. I'm curious as to see how that's going to work because League has its own client that you like log into. So are you just going to log in via Game Pass and then you're like, is it going to have its own client basically? I'm kind of confused by that.
I think it's going to be more like the EA client because EA has games in the Game Pass,
the Origin thing, whatever it's called,
and it's fucking stupid. Where you have to like go into your Xbox app, and you're like, "Oh, I want to play Rainbow Six," and you click on Rainbow Six, and it minimizes the Xbox app, and it throws you into the Ubisoft app where you have to download the game in there. Like it's just so it'll probably
you got to log into the Ubisoft app.
Yeah,
and then exactly. So it's probably gonna be something like that. Okay.
Yeah, probably.
Interesting. Nate, what have you been playing?
Well, I was playing Elden Ring for a while. I finally beat that like maybe a week or so ago.
Wow, you just beat this now.
Finally.
Wow.
Nice. How do you feel? You feel accomplished?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, I was at like 40 hours and I was like, I want this to be fucking done. Like I'm done.
I've had enough.
So I was like, and then I'm like, okay. So I look up like a list of bosses, and I'm like, holy fuck, there's bosses. I'm like, okay, how about just story bosses? So
right.
Get a list of story bosses. I'm like, there's fucking 15 story bosses or
so many
shit
bosses, dude.
And I'm like on number 2 at like 40 hours. I was like, oh my god, because I was just doing like side bosses, and I didn't know where the hell I was half the game.
Oh my god.
So like, and the girl in the library, like the
Renala.
Oh my god.
Fuck her.
Oh man. So it took me a while to be here. After her, I was just like, okay, that's it. So I just went down the list. I was like, going here, doing that, going here, doing that. And then I'd find I was like under leveled for this guy. So I'd go and grind some little monsters for like 10 levels and I'd go and kick her ass or whatever. And just keep doing that. And then I just finished the game and I was like, fucking see you later. I'm fucking
Peace out.
Dude, I did the same thing. I played that game and I was like, I'm done. I try to be what was her name? The secret boss.
Melania.
Melania.
Oh no, I didn't even try.
And I'm like, I can't, man. I have no. There's
tried.
nothing.
I try to help Kelvin with
nothing
it,
inside of me can get this game like to fully complete this game right now. Like I'm just done. This game has beaten my ass so much. So I'm done. I'm done. I beat it though. You know what I mean? I
you did beat it. You guys did beat it. You're in the club, right?
Yeah, I'm in the club. Exactly.
I was like, I'm not gonna beat this. I was like,
I have to finish this. I just have to. It's funny though because I was a huge Bloodborne fan. Like I was into Bloodborne. Like really? I got the trophy. I got all the platinums. Like I just went hard with that. Rob, on the other hand, wasn't like he was struggling, right? Like you got to admit you were struggling a little bit.
In Bloodborne, I was cruising to the game in the first level. I was like, this game's so easy, man. Yeah, like how you dying? And I get to the second boss.
Yep.
I think his name is Father something.
Yeah.
And he beat my spirit down, man. I could not beat him. After that,
he was a different man.
My confidence was so low.
The same. Yeah,
I haven't even tried. I haven't even tried Bloodborne.
Oh man, it's fantastic game. But so for now, Elden Ring, it was the complete opposite. I was the one that was struggling. I'm like, I can't. Like this is just taking everything inside me to finish this game. And Rob's just like, oh, I'm level 98 and I'm just fucking shit up right now.
I was a crackhead with that game. I just grinded and just wanted to find every little secret, every little weapon. I beat that game in I think a month. I think it took me a month to beat that game because that was all I was playing nonstop. And then I couldn't let it go. I was like, no, I need to complete this fully. Here's the thing: when it comes to some games, I am a crackhead and I need to finish it as quickly as possible. I need to get it out of my life. I don't want to think about it anymore. I don't want to think about it anymore.
I'm the opposite, man. I'm just like, you know what? Let me enjoy this game for what it is. I'm just gonna take my time. I'm gonna go through every little crevice into the game. Oh, look, there's a little like garbage can. Let's see if I can open it. Like that's how I am. You know what I mean? Like I'm just like crazy shit like that. This guy's just like like blowing through the shit. Like, I'm done. I beat the game. Like, Jesus, relax, dude. Fucking enjoy it for what it is.
I do enjoy it though. Like I do enjoy my games. It's not that I don't. I just get so addicted to it that I just want to get them out of my life as soon as possible, so I don't have the addiction anymore.
Oh, I hear you. Well, so same with you, Rob. I beat Resident Evil 3. I thought it was pretty good. I didn't think it was better than Resident Evil 2 remake.
Yeah, that's the common consensus, right?
Yeah, exactly. But I enjoyed it for what it was, and I think especially because I was playing on my Steam Deck, it just felt really good playing on it. The ending a little weird for me, in my opinion. I just feel like the way you'll see, but the way you fight the boss, I'm just like, whatever. But it was good. It was great. I did try a game out yesterday that I'm gonna try to keep dabbling in with. And it just came out on Game Pass yesterday. It's called Immortality. I don't know if you've heard of it.
There's a lot of news outlets talking about that game.
So I'm just gonna read a little synopsis because I can't really fully explain what this game is. If you can consider it is a game, but it's like a weird kind of game. So I'm just gonna read the synopsis. This is from PCinvasion.com. Let's see if I can find it because I just fucking lost it.
Oh, I watched the trailer for this today, actually.
Did you? Okay, so basically it's Immortality tells the tale of Marissa Marcel, an inspiring Hollywood actress in the 60s. Marcel lands a role in a film called Ambrosio, where she plays a nun in a convent. That's followed by Minsky, which is another film that she did, a detective flick. Marcel's third and final film is Two of Everything, which was from 1999, which is a more modern thriller of sorts. So basically, this is kind of like a detective game where you're watching these clips and you're trying to find out what happened to this lady. It's not a actual physical game that you're playing. You're going through clips. You can rewind the clips. You can fast forward them. And then if you click on each character that is in said clip, it goes into another clip, and it gives you a kind of a detailed description of like what other clip were they in. It's so weird.
It looked weird,
convoluted, but it's like it's very interesting, very engaging. We have a clip up right now if you guys are watching. It's very like raw, and it just seems like a really interesting kind of like detective thriller, which I'm all for.
It doesn't look like a video game right off the jump. Like when I'm
No.
watching it, it literally just looks like a film from like the Met Gala or something like that, or like the Sundance
So
Festival.
right now, that's where you're able to kind of switch between which film you want to, and then if you click on the character, it goes into another film that they were in. Again, trying to depict what happened to this lady and how that came about. Whatever happened, I'm assuming. I don't know. I don't think she died or anything, but I don't know. I don't know what happened. But again, that's the whole point of the whole thing, the whole mystery, right?
So you think they film like, are these like random clips from like throughout movie history, or do they make all of these clips for this game? Like,
I believe these are films from the actual movies that were never released. So basically, there were 3 films that she made that were never released. We don't know why, and I guess somehow they obtained these films, and now they're releasing it in a video game format so that you can kind of depict decide like or depict on how that happened, like what happened to her. Very interesting concept. I want to try out a little bit more. I only played like 15-20 minutes of it, and I was like, what the fuck am I doing? Like, I have no clue. The game doesn't do a good job of like explaining how to play the game. So you're kind of like teaching yourself, but I think once I understand the concept, I'm gonna be hooked. So I'm gonna keep trying it.
I've seen reviews for this thing, and some people are getting a 5 out of 5. So
yeah, it's fantastic.
I have to try. It's one of those things where like you kind of have to try it yourself to fully understand what's going on.
Cool.
Yeah, 100%. So we'll see. I'll let you guys know next week. But for now, I'm kind of interested. Nice. But we have a lot to talk about. So let's start with news number 1. Assassin's Creed Mirage has leaked. The next Assassin's Creed game may be getting announced soon, and we already know the title. Assassin's Creed Mirage was leaked by a YouTuber named Jonathan and outlined several details regarding the new title. So here's the juicy tidbits that we have so far regarding the title. And again, based off of this guy, YouTuber Jonathan, it's leak. It's kind of like a leak, but the only reason why we kind of chose this as a good news piece is because it is backed by good sources, right? Like we're not going to just kind of throw out sources out there without actually, making sure that they're decent sources here. So the release date is spring 2023. Will take place in Baghdad between 870 and 860. I'm assuming that's DC, correct? Is that DC or AC? I think it's DC.
No, is it Common Era? So
yeah, so this is
year 860.
Okay,
this is going to be prior to the events of the first game, then, because I'm pretty sure the first game was 1160.
I heard this was a remake or something.
Well, so stick with me here. I think they're also making another remake of the first one. So that's another separate game. So in this game, there's not going to be any leveling system. You're going to play as Basim in his Yof. So I'm assuming so we've played as this character. Who's this character? Because I'm not a huge Assassin's Creed fan, so I don't know I've never played all of them. I played the first one, the second one, a couple other ones, but
I was Googling it a bit, and I don't think you play as this guy in the early.
I don't think you.
Okay, so what?
Either.
Okay, so I maybe I'm reading it. I'm interpreting it incorrectly. So maybe it's saying you're playing as this new character in his Yof. Okay, so. I thought it was saying like you're playing as this character that you've played before, just in a younger version of him. That makes sense. So several RPG elements have been removed. There's no more dialogue choices and no gender choices, obviously, because you're as this character here, which is a male. New animation, slightly different from Valhalla, and Ubisoft will unveil on September 10th during Ubisoft's Forward. And Rob has a tweet up here as well. So very interesting news here. So I'll start off with Nate. What do you think about this? Are you a Assassin's Creed fan? Like what's your history with Assassin's Creed?
I played the first one for maybe a couple hours. I was like, what am I doing? I'm like running around, I'm climbing up a building, and I jump off a building, and I go through some crowds. I'm like, okay, that's enough.
You're making it sound so boring.
I know. It's like it's
my Dandolf was really big into the first few. We've played Black Flag. My wife played Black Flag, watched her play that one. She loved that one.
Okay.
She's huge Assassin's Creed fan. She's played most of them. I think she's played the Greek one. I watched her play that one throughout. I usually just sit on the couch and watch her game, the good games anyway.
Yeah.
I don't play through. I played about I'd like to say I'm almost done Valhalla, but I don't think I am. I'm at like 65 hours in that one.
Oh my god, you haven't beat it yet?
No,
Jesus.
man.
Oh, this is why I'm afraid to get into Assassin's Creed games, because they've become like this just giant thing.
It's just a massive undertaking, and I just don't have the time to fucking do that. But that's because I was playing that one, and then I stopped to play Elden Ring. 70 hours in Elden Ring. Then I can go back to that one. But
yeah,
that's pretty much it. I've never beat an Assassin's Creed. I've watched my wife beat 3 or 4 of them, I think.
Right.
But that's what I got.
All right. So a little bit more. So we didn't put all of it here, but more towards the tweet here. So the gameplay will be slightly different from Valhalla, a little bit less raw with new animations. And you're also from what's interesting. You mentioned the whole remake thing. Ubisoft is secretly preparing the remake of Assassin's Creed 1 based on Riff Mirage's work. So they'll reuse a lot of the assets from this game. So this game is going to be based off of. It's going to start being in development, I'm assuming, after Mirage is done. AC1 remake should be integrated into a season pass, which will also include DLC, and it will be released in a few months later. So a lot of juicy information there. But Rob, I like that you mentioned how long this game is, because one of my questions for you guys is Assassin's Creed too long? Is this game way too long? And should they change it up a little bit with Mirage? Could you see a 20 to 30 hour experience with Mirage? What do you think, Rob?
Yeah, I think as great as Valhalla, Odyssey, Origins was with those giant worlds that they created, for at least for me being selfish, it's just too much. Like, I don't really play Assassin's Creed for the open world aspect to it. I think there's other games that do the open world a little better. Like a lot of it's just kind of do this quest, go to this quest, do this quest. Whereas you take games like Assassin's Creed 2, right? Ezio, and it was a lot more streamlined. Like, it was kind of open world in a sense, but it was still a little more contained, and it was still like you're able to beat that game in 40 hours. I miss that. I miss being able to I want to actually play this game for the story and get through the story and do some cool shit on the way. Where it's kind of evolved.
Hey, real quick, Rob. Sorry, I don't know if it's just me, but I'm hearing you kind of like. Your volume is like increasing deep.
It's like picking up and down. Okay, we'll fix that.
Yeah. Okay.
But
so I couldn't hear what you just said, but
Oh, I was saying that I kind of hope that with this iteration, they kind of scale it back.
Okay.
Basically. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. What do you think, Nate?
Yeah, I'm on the same boat. I think a lot of people were getting Assassin's Creed fatigue.
Yes. Yeah.
The last 3 games were 100 hours, man. And they could have shortened, from my experience in Valhalla, I don't think it needed to even be 60, 70 hours. Just bring it down so more people can get in and out.
100%.
Instead of being like, oh my god, and toss their fucking controller and be like, I'm gonna come back to this never.
Yeah, seriously.
But my wife did 120 hours in Odyssey. I think it was.
Wow.
Come on.
It's tough, man. I think a lot of these huge open world games have a lot of baggage on them because they expect a lot from you, right? They expect you to complete this game, and they expect you to do all these side missions and all these things. But I want to see that, the specs. I want to see who really completes, what percentage of gamers actually complete these games. You know what I mean? So I think they have a good, so I think Ubisoft is on a good thing here. If they do decide, let's say, on a perfect world, let's say Mirage is going to be a completely new experience based off of what we read right here. Again, these are leaks, but it could possibly be true. What if this game is 20 to 30 hours? Let's just say, right? I don't want it to be 8 hours. I don't want it to be 10-hour experience. I think Assassin's Creed needs to have that breathing room for it to be an 80, a 30 to 20 to 30 hour experience. So that could change things a lot, right? That could mean you can get more of a fleshed out story. You can get more of a fleshed out gaming experience with the characters. A lot of the assets that they use, I'm sure they've been using since probably Assassin's Creed 1 at this point. You know what I mean? They just kind of change it up a little bit, So I think this could really help them kind of focus on the gameplay, focus on a lot of the side missions, because a lot of side missions could be tedious. Again, I haven't played the game in quite some time, but I know what a Ubisoft game is, right? You have this open world landscape and you have a bunch of shit on your map, and you're just like, all right, I'm going to this one, I'm going to this one. Like, it's just like check them all, a check off list essentially, right? So this could be a good thing for Assassin's Creed, in my opinion, if they tone it down a little bit, keep it more just focused, I guess.
Go back to its roots, right? Go back to
its roots. I think, and again, that's where the Assassin's Creed remake comes in. If they go back to that, and if that does really well, because it was a shorter experience at the time, right, when it first came out, I think we can see a good thing with Assassin's Creed. I think we could see the genre or the series kind of rejuvenate itself a little bit more, right?
100%.
With that change. Yeah. Now, do you guys remember Assassin's Creed Infinity? They mentioned this live service Assassin's Creed, but nothing has ever been mentioned after that, right? So I'm going to read a little quote here. I think it is. So a little quote here. This is from Tech Radar. Assassin's Creed Infinity won't be a new Assassin's Creed game, or at least it won't be a standalone entry like Assassin's Creed Valhalla. Instead, it'll be a future platform that will tie all the strands of the series together across multiple games as a live service experience. Infinity is expected to be a central hub-like destination for fans of the series. So that, to me, if they were to bring that back, let's say they do announce this again in the Ubisoft Forward coming out next month or tomorrow, right? Next month, tomorrow. That could be interesting, right? We can see a Assassin's Creed 20 to 30 hour experience, right? They can make that with Mirage. Then we can see a Assassin's Creed Infinity and just blow it the fuck up and make it like a Destiny, right? For the people that really just want. Yeah, people want that like central hub. That when I think of central hub, that's how I think of it. I think of Destiny for some reason, and I think of like that PvE moment where like you can just hop right into someone's like, you know, server, and then you can just do a bunch of missions together and just have fun, enjoy the world for what it is, right? That I can see a major open world experience with Assassin's Creed. That would be dope as hell, right? And then with Assassin's Creed remake for the first one, that's that's just another added on experience with Assassin's Creed. Overall, it's going to make everyone happy, it looks like, if this is what's going to happen, right?
Yeah, I think they should definitely stick with that plan. Again, you are serving the people that have the open world. By the way, am I good right now? Does that sound okay?
Yeah, sound good. Yeah.
Okay, cool. As far as you're going to make those people happy that want that big open world, that want to dive into whatever, and then you have the people happy with the single player experience like me. I want more of Assassin's Creed 2. I want to be able to just be like, I'm going to beat a game from and
you're dropping down again, buddy.
Dropped it
Not
down.
sure why it does that.
I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, there's an option, I think, on your audio settings. Check that out. It might kind of adjust your volume.
I'll check it out.
But yeah, so I agree with you. I think this could be a good stepping stone for Assassin's Creed to kind of like spark it up for people, because it has been stale for me. I mean, I haven't played that game in quite some time. Valhalla was the only one where I was like, I can probably try this out because this looks pretty dope. But it's like a 100-hour experience. I'm like, I'm all set. You know, I don't have the time for that. You know, I have a full-time job. I have a kid. Like I have another kid on the way. Like I just can't. Now, if it was on Steam Deck, is it on PC? Can I buy it on PC?
It's not. Is it on? Is it in Steam?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's on Steam.
I don't know.
Yeah,
it is.
Yeah, it should be.
Yeah.
So I could probably try out now and just kind of get that like Steam Deck experience and just tackle it whenever I can. But again, that's going to take me like 3 years, so I don't want to do that. So it's a catch-22 there, you know.
You do know that on PlayStation Network, like not the Plus, Essential Plus,
the Premium.
Is it free? Is it free there?
Yeah, whatever the middle one is, it's free.
Essential, Plus, and then Premium, I think.
I think it's on Essential.
Essential.
Yeah.
Yeah. Whatever the extra.
Gotcha.
So stupid. Oh, don't
whatever the names are for them, right?
Yes. Yes, you're right.
On the extra for free. Basically all the Assassin's Creed titles are on there. So if you did want to play it, you can't play on your Steam Deck because it's on there. But if you wanted to just get all of them, they're for free on there. So.
Gotcha. All right. Well, again, we'll have to see if this is true or not. We'll definitely. I mean, can you definitely see it coming at Ubisoft's Forward next month? Like, can you see that happening? At least Mirage being there.
Yeah, 100%. Mirage will be there.
Yeah, I agree too.
I think they're gonna really want to pump up that showcase with what's coming out with Assassin's Creed, because it's their bread and butter, right? That and the Rainbow Six series and stuff like that. Like
Yeah.
Well,
Siege
Far Cry, but they just had Far Cry out.
Far Cry. I gotta get a load of my chest about Far Cry.
Oh God,
it's the same shit. I feel like it's the same shit. I feel like it's the same thing over and over again with the Far Cry shit. It's just like you're on an island. It's a big ass open world. Go play, and that's it. I don't really give a shit about the story. I don't give a shit about what's going on.
That's all their fucking games, man.
And that's another series that definitely needs another revamp. You know, it needs something to kind of like spark it up and just kind of change the formula a little bit. But I mean, I don't know. I don't know what's gonna happen with that franchise. People love it for what it is, though. You know what I mean? Some people just buy it just to fuck around and just have a good time in the world. Me, I can't do that. I don't know.
We have a comment here from Sean from He Who Remains. Assassin's Creed definitely needs to be fixed. Things haven't been the same since Desmond died. By the way, what's good? What's good, Sean?
What's good, Sean? How you doing? Yeah, I agree. I think it definitely needs something a new spark, something new to kind of change the formula a little bit. But we'll have to see. Again, if this kind of pans out for us the way that we kind of laid it out right now, I think it'd be good for Assassin's Creed. We'll have to see, though. We'll have to see. News number 2 here. Sony is getting back into mobile gaming. Sony announced that they've created a PlayStation Studios mobile division. The first developer to join this division is Savage Games Studio. A few tidbits here from this. As of now, Savage Games Studios has not released any game yet, but there are former staff members from Rockstar and Insomniac Games. Working on there, so basically they're working on a AAA live service mobile action game, and Sony plans to create brand new games for mobile with their established PlayStation franchises. So this is interesting. Sony has tried in the past to get into the mobile scape, right? The mobile space, but they haven't done much, right? Now they're going back into it. Why do you think that?
Nate?
I didn't even know that they were. Like, what were they trying to do before? Do you remember?
They had a few games, nothing from their first parties. It was just games that they just kind of threw out there and just to see whatever stuck out there, and just I don't even know, honestly. I don't even know what kind of games they had. Nothing memorable for sure.
I don't remember back then, but I think they're gonna need to now because what's that quote from the BlizzCon? Don't you guys have phones? Don't you all have phones? Remember that when they were
I do remember that. Yeah.
And it's, I hate to say it, but I mobile game a lot recently. I bought one of those like mobile controllers to snap onto my phone, and I love it. I love it.
Which one do you have, if you don't mind me asking? For is it the Razer Kishi or something?
No,
like that?
It's the other one that people buy, not the Razer Kishi. It's like I can't remember. It's white, kind of looks like a Switch controller. But you can use it with your case. You don't have to take the case out like the Kishi.
Okay.
This one just snaps on the outside. But like, I'd go outside in the mornings with the dogs, have my coffee on the patio, and I'd mobile game for like an hour and a half. I love it. And
I'm not a huge mobile fan for some reason.
Not a lot of people are.
I don't know why. I think it would suit my lifestyle perfectly fine, right? I just don't see the quality in games that I want on a mobile like phone, you know what I mean? But I feel like that's changed in recent years, right?
If you want to play old games, it's perfectly fine.
Yeah.
If you want to play like Final Fantasy VII again, I was playing Chrono Trigger on my phone. It works great, and especially if you have a little controller, like it's amazing because it's just like you literally have a Game Boy in the palm in your pocket at all times. So just find a game that you really want to try.
Yeah. Chazzy from the Side Project chimes in and he says mobile gaming is still the most profitable out of all the gaming by a significant margin. So in my opinion, it's just simply about money. 100% Chazzy. Yeah. That's what I'm going for. So basically Sony is doing this for the money, which I mean, obviously they're a company, right? But I think the reason why they're kind of going into the mobile scape again is because they see how well they've profited from the PC world, right? They started putting in their games, their first party titles on PC, and they've done amazing like amazing numbers with God of War, with Horizon, Spider-Man now that's coming out. So it's obvious for them that there is another opportunity for them to make more money. And I think if they're going to build another set of games in the mobile space, it'll only make sense for them to start using their AAA titles in the mobile field, right? So you can see games like Ratchet and Clank, Spider-Man, Astro Playroom, like even that, I can see them doing like little cute games for mobile games to just kind of keep people know these characters, right? That people know Ratchet and Clank, people know even Sackboy, you know what I mean? Like people, games like that can really catch people's attention in a mobile space, and that can get your mom to play games because like, oh look, it's a cute little Sackboy looking thing, like and they start playing like a Sackboy runner or something like that. Would be something that I'm sure Sony is looking into.
What about SOCOM, like Battle Royale for your phone? Like they're all going Battle Royale on your phone. You got your Fortnite.
Right, we had Fortnite, Call of Duty, all that.
Very true. Yeah, very true. Yeah, I can definitely see that.
I'm going to show you guys a fun thing here. We were talking about Sony in the mobile space and like what did they really do in the past?
Yeah.
Short clip of one of the games they did back in the day for mobile.
Now, what is this game called? Oh, is it Ratchet and Clank?
The Ratchet and Clank. This is mobile.
There you go. This is mobile.
Interesting. So, oh my god.
Oh my god. Look at the quality of that, though. That was like 400 years ago. Look at that thing.
I don't know what year.
That doesn't look bad, man.
That's sick.
That looks pretty cool. I didn't know they used their actual first-party titles, though.
They did. Wow. I just did a quick search. I'm like, let me see what they did. Like, I would just want to see.
Dude, this looks fire.
Yeah, that's sick. Now, do you think they had microtransactions back then?
No, I don't think so.
No, they did have like you could still buy like ringtones for like 99 cents. So
that's right.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. That is awesome.
This is hilarious.
That is wild, dude. That's awesome.
Yeah. So I love the old Sony logos, like Sony Picture Digital.
Yeah,
right? Brings back memories. That's awesome, dude. So that's a good question then. So what established PlayStation game can you see them bringing back to the mobile scape? I didn't know they had mobile games that had their first party titles. So what game would you be able to see now coming back into the mobile scape? What do you think?
So I kind of want to take a step back from that real quick.
Okay.
They were kind of in a mobile state in a sense of like mobile gaming with consoles, PSP, PS Vita.
Yeah.
They also had
the
PSP Go. Do you remember that?
Yep.
It was like a little like slider.
Yeah.
Right. So I think that was, and they also kind of had the Sony phones. They had the Sony Xperia phones where like I think at one point they made one where it's literally like you like slide up into the controller.
Right.
So I think they have a lot of experience now, but they're like, we know like the consoles, like the mobile consoles. Why can't say like what a mobile console is? Like handheld. Oh my god, there we go.
It's called a handheld, Rob.
It's called a handheld. I have two of them, right? But yeah, like their handheld consoles, they learned a lot from that, right? They learned from the Go, they learned from the Vita, they learned from the PSP. Now they're like, okay, phones are so sophisticated now that they can actually handle pretty anything we could kind of throw at them. So I think this is huge for them.
Yep.
Yeah, I think this is cool if they do it right. I mean, I don't know why. I don't know what Ratchet and Clank that mobile game did as far as like sales goes, but that looked dope. I kind of want to try it. You know what I mean? But I don't know. We'll see. Side project again. Chazzy writes in. He says, but you're right. Experience easy for them to get into the mobile realm. And he also wrote, isn't that more portable as opposed to mobile? I think you mentioned something earlier, Rob, when you said you were trying, like you mentioned something about portable as opposed to mobile.
Right. Yeah. Like I said, like they just want to make it where you're just playing a game in your hand and having that on you
all the time. Yeah. All the time.
I think what they need to focus on as well, again, Xbox is doing it right. You know, the way that you're able to play games anywhere you want, right? In a like kind of like any setting, right? You can play on your phone, you can play on your PC, you can play it like on your TV at this point. They need to do something like that, and they need to incorporate that with their mobile settings. You know, I think that'd be dope. a game to answer the question I had before. I think a game that would be cool. Chazzy said it. I think Sackboy would nail it. Sackboy would be a really cool game to be a really cool mascot for them to kind of implement into the mobile space.
Can we get God of War for mobile?
They could do. They can do something. They're gonna do something. Like I think they're gonna bring their big ones. Like I think they're gonna do a weird mobile Spider-Man thing. They're gonna take all their big ones in there. Like for sure.
That'd be interesting. Spider-Man. Like, what are you gonna do with Spider-Man? Like,
man, like you can do a lot of stuff on mobile. There's like
MMOs
I'm not a
and shit on touch. I just don't like the touchsone thing. You know what I mean? I don't like that. That's not
get the controller. Get the controller thing.
That's
and
fair.
It fixes that. It fixes that. And you won't even notice.
Like I play Apex Mobile and it's insane.
It works well,
and it runs better than the Switch version on my phone. Like it's insane, man.
That's funny.
So do you have the backbone? I think that's what it's called, the backbone, or do you have something else?
I'll tell you here.
Because those are pretty cool, and Sony actually made their own backbone, which is pretty.
Oh, that makes so much more sense now that they did that.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
100%.
It's like only for iOS. It's only for Apple.
I think. Well, yeah, for now, but I think they'll do right.
I was quite upset.
I'm assuming you're an Android user.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I just bought a MacBook Pro 13-inch.
Wow.
My first MacBook in like 15 years.
You get the M1 chip one?
No, the M2. M2, bro.
Oh, M2. Sorry, M2. M2. Excuse me. Very nice. Very nice.
I have the GameSir X2. That's the one I have. It's nice and clicky. It's great. It's
good. The backbone isn't cheap though. I'm just looking at the prices. They're $100 a pop.
Yeah, it's fair. I think for what you can do. Chazzy also writes in. I could see them doing something with Uncharted. That's also. Interesting. I forgot all about Uncharted. You know, I can see an Uncharted running game. You know what I mean?
Yes. Yeah. I was just thinking that. Like that
old
platforming game. What's that old one there where you're like jumping over the?
Yeah, it's kind of like Uncharted.
Yeah. It was like that. But yeah,
are you talking about Temple Run? Is that what you're talking
about? Temple Run. Yes.
Or Crash Bandicoot when he's running.
He's running towards you. Yeah, that's awesome. So we'll have to see. I think this is pretty cool for them and good for them if it all pays. So they're going into the movie business. They're going into the mobile business. Like they're doing it all.
Got one more thing. I'm happy. I'm happy. They're spreading their tentacles everywhere. You know.
Okay, I like that.
But I'm gonna plug this again because I always plug this. If they keep spreading their tentacles, okay, they're going mobile. They're getting their feet wet in PC. We have a rumor they're going to have their own launcher on PC. They're going to be launching more PC games. What about the PSVR 2? Is that going to be PC compatible? Okay, with all those tentacles, it's going to be USB-C. Okay, it's going to be able to plug into your. Now, just think if you can buy the PSVR 2, you have a PS5, right? You buy the PSVR 2, you get a PC down the road, and you just take that hardware. Plug it into your PC, you launch the Sony launcher, you see what kind of VR games, boom. And you just take the headset back and forth. Like
right. Man. That would be interesting. If they could pull that off, I'm all for it.
My thing is why not?
Yeah.
Why not?
Why not?
Yeah. Why not?
Why not?
Speaking of why not, news number 3, Logitech gaming handheld has leaked online. Logitech announced earlier this month that it would be partnering with Tencent Games and announced that they are working on a device that will support multiple cloud gaming services. Well, that device has now leaked online, and it looks like a Switch / Odin / Steam Deck. So basically, here's a clip here where I'm posting it. It looks like a Switch, in my opinion. You know what I mean?
It looks nice.
It looks nice. It looks clean.
I do like it. I do like it a lot.
It'll use Android. It's Android based. So there you go, Nate. It emphasizes on cloud gaming, and the images that we have here show apps including Steam, Google, Chrome, and YouTube. The images also show 2 thumbsticks, a D-pad, the ABX and Y button layout, a home icon, and the Logitech icon as well. Definitely much smaller than a Steam Deck from what it looks like. Guys, what do you think about this? And is this really necessary? Because I have thoughts about this. Nate, go ahead.
Yeah.
Well, like mobile's obviously getting big. It's bigger. The money's there, as Chazzy's saying. Like it's all there, right? And people want to get their toes wet. They want that. They want that. Those dollars coming in on little things just keep coming in, right? And I think you're going to see a lot more of these pop up. To be honest, like Logitech, I'm surprised it took them this long. Like after the Steam Deck, or when the Steam Deck was, swirling around. Like Logitech is massive for the peripheral game, right? So they couldn't get one of these out. Tencent, very big backer on this, so it could be really, really good. And we're gonna see a lot more companies coming out with these handhelds for sure.
Best part is they don't have to produce the games. They don't have to produce the games. They just said you can play the games on here, and it's going to be a cheap price point compared to, what you would get on a home console, right?
Right.
And it's anywhere, and they probably have good battery life because they're smaller. They're not actually a PC in a sense. They're not like the Steam Deck in a sense.
Right.
Where it's,
My question is it too late? You know what I mean? I think you don't think it's too late.
I think it's a perfect time. Everyone is getting cloud gaming is getting it's huge. Just getting good. It's just getting to the point where like it's holding.
Here's
up
the thing,
correctly.
though. We just talked about Sony and them backing up mobile space, right? We just talked about the backbone being kind of like this extra piece of controller that you can use and just snap onto your phone. You have a phone. You have that already. You essentially can just play games on your phone as a live, like kind of like a cloud gaming handheld, right? So why this now? Why now? I mean, we have the Steam Deck, we have the Switch, we have our phones now. With now that we can play these games on the go, it just kind of seems a little too late. In my opinion,
we're going to see every single company start creating these. They're going to, they all want to dip their toes into this space, into the cloud gaming space. So why not them too? Why not? And at that point, it's going to be preference where you have now 3 options. Let's have 10.
Yeah. You know why? Competition, boys. More of these come out, prices go down. Right?
There you go.
They're going to be fighting each other. It's good for the consumers.
It's good it's good for us. 100%. You're right. You're right about that.
When there's more items, there's more to choose from. They want your money. They're going to fight a little bit. That's how it goes.
Yeah,
I agree.
Well, you look at the Steam Deck, and I know that this is I mean, what do you? All right, first off, let's start with this. How much do you think this bad boy is going to cost?
A couple $100.
You think like
what do you mean? A couple hundred, like 500 or less than 500?
No, that's not a couple hundred.
No,
really?
Less than 500.
Yeah, I think this is going to be 200 to 300.
Yeah, a couple $100. Yeah. 200 to 300. It's not going to be anywhere near Steam Deck, right?
Not anywhere near Steam Deck, but it's going to be kind of close to Switch, right? So,
I think it's going to be even less.
I think it's because there's no games, there's no first party titles. You don't have to buy that shit. It's just like you pay the services for yourself. You have to still pay the subscriptions for all this stuff.
Right. So what I'm hearing is you guys don't think that this is going to be a huge competitor amongst like Switch, amongst Steam Deck. It's just going to be its own separate thing.
I think people who can't get the Steam Deck or can't shell out the, what is it, 500 US,
400 starting US.
Yeah, so these guys are definitely going to come in lower for sure, right? And the people who are just like, oh, I like playing these games on my phone, but this is going to play it better than my phone. So, all those like Diablo Immortal on there, all that kind of shit, like
right,
for sure. It's
all of the emulators you want, right there.
Yeah.
People are huge into emulators.
Well, let's hope it runs
that out. Emulators, you got to bleep that out.
No, I think we're fine. I mean, whatever. We're not huge.
I think if you tell people how to get it,
okay.
If Rob was showing his Steam Deck having like emulators, then we'll probably have to bleep that out. But anyways, I don't know. I don't have much hope on this, but we'll have to see. Again, it could be just like you said. It could be kind of like its own separate thing, but I don't see any use of this for me, at least.
Yeah.
Again, I have all the necessary handheld games and handheld devices I need, so this is just like a little too late for me. But
One last thing here. So you see how it has the little Steam icon there. Have you guys tried the Steam Link on your phone to your PCs?
Not on my phone, but I've tried on my Steam Deck. I tried Steam Link to my
Yeah. Okay, so with my gaming PC, right, on my phone, I can play whatever Steam game I want on my phone on my local network, and it's beautiful. Okay, I install a VPN on my phone. Okay, I have a VPN set up at my house. So if I'm out and about, my wife brings me to IKEA, I don't want to be there. Start up my phone, connect to the VPN to my house, and I'm streaming my gaming PC to my phone. Boom.
Big brain energy here, folks.
Yeah, man.
Holy
blah,
crap.
Blah, blah, and I'm playing my game, and the connection is fantastic. So, like, this kind of thing, not for me, because I can think of ways around it with my phone.
Yeah.
But, like, the whole, like, the bandwidth and everything, Steam, that whole connection, Steam's got it. Like, it's great.
Interesting. That's a good point. Yeah, we'll have to see. I mean, this could be something good for Logitech. Again, Logitech, a major corporation. If this fails, it's really not going to make a dent, in my opinion, for them. But we'll have to see. Chazzy writes in. Go ahead, Rob. Sorry.
I was going to say, you're just going to see a ton of different companies that think go this route. As far as you're going to probably see one from Corsair.
Yeah.
Razer.
That'd be cool. That'd be interesting. Corsair. Yeah.
Right. What's the other one I'm thinking of? SteelSeries. They might start. All of these hardware companies might pick up the same thing, being like they're low cost. It seems like it doesn't seem like they're super expensive to make, and they don't you're not afraid to really lose it compared to your Steam Deck or something big like that.
Right.
Does Razer have one of these?
I don't think Razer has.
And they're gonna easily come out with one of these Razer.
Yeah, 100%.
It's also going to cost $600 because it's Razer.
yeah. Chazzy said something there.
Let me pull it back up here. He gave us a little bit of specs here. He said that it's going to be 1080p capabilities, 4 gigabytes of RAM. So is this going to be enough to kind of hold down the audience? I think it's fine. I don't think it needs to be a major powerhouse like Steam Deck, for example, right? I think for what it's doing, for what it's trying to do, I think that's fine. You know what I mean? So I think that works for what they're trying to do.
Like 1080p in your hand is pretty nice. Like
it's nice.
What's the
now? Is this like an OLED
1080p?
screen? Like how like what kind of?
I'm not 100% sure the screen, but this is also if it's cheap enough. This is something to give to like your kid or something like that, right? You don't want to buy them a full-fledged expensive console.
Would you give this to your kid?
I would not give. I don't. This is how you know Rob has no. This is how you know Rob has no kids, dude. You will not. So you're telling me if you bought this fucking device, you're gonna give this to my child? Good luck. Good fucking luck.
This is not my device. This is their device. So.
Even so,
I'm not saying like a toddler. I'm saying like a 6-year-old, 7-year-old.
It would disintegrate in their hands. The
moment
it touches, it
literally just become disgusting, like just gross. Oh god.
All right. Well, you know what?
Oh god. Yeah. No. Absolutely.
I try, Abby. I try to get you a lot.
News number 4 here. On console tournaments for PS5 coming pretty soon, actually. So basically, we have confirmation, and we've talked about this, I think, a couple of weeks or a couple of months ago in the podcast. But this is actual confirmation that the PlayStation tournament feature is actually coming a lot quicker than we thought. And it's going to be a couple of things here regarding the update. I think it's going to be incorporated within a major update as well. So tournaments are now easier to discover. Tournaments can now be accessed via the PS5 control center and game hub. You can now sign up on console. Registrations for a tournament can then be completed quickly directly on the console. Bracket capping is now available. There's a bunch of other stuff here. There will be a higher tournament frequency on PS5. Prizes that you can win as well in a new new UI. So smoother experience. Definitely dope. It looks like it's going to be a full-fledged tournament system that's going to be incorporated on the PS5. What do you guys think about that?
I love it. I think that is sick.
Yeah.
See you, Chazzy. We love you. By the way,
all right, man. Peace out.
Oh, he left. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
I think this is really dope. I was all for it when they first announced it. I was like, yeah, let's do it. I don't know how much I'm going to be using this because I don't really game on my PS5 like online. I'm like multiplayer games, but I'm not opposed to it. I just don't have games that I really play on my PS5 like that. Typically just play on my PC for online games, but this can maybe gravitate me more towards the PS5 and play like Apex, or if I want to play, I don't know, Multiverse.
Yeah.
Multiverse would be a phenomenal game for this. Like, this is dope. You know what I mean? Like, this is exactly what we're trying to do with the other podcast, and I think this would be a really dope feature for PS5.
Now, I'm gonna ask a really dumb question to you guys about this feature because I'm not very well versed in the feature. So, what does this feature basically do? Is it telling you that there is a tournament held by PlayStation for this game that you can jump into, and if you win the tournament, you will win a prize? Or is it just setting up a tournament mode for people to just like jump in? Like, how does it?
I think you're going to see both. I think you're going to see Sony make its own little kind of tournaments, which they'll hand out whatever prizes for, and then you'll be able to browse tournaments and like join on a calendar kind of thing, much like Gran Turismo 7 does in game, where they have their kind of like online racing tournaments where it's like, oh, sign up in a couple of weeks. You've got 3 days where you got to sit at your PS5 and race for 3 days.
Right.
But I think they're going to do it like that, and it's going to be nice and easy. Or you invite like 10 of your friends and like send them an invite and say, okay, here's our tournament. Here's the bracket, here's the time slots. Let's jump in. Let's game. Let's get some tournaments happening. I think that's going to be
That's actually really cool at that point. Because I know Super Smash Brothers does it within the game. Like, you just click and says, this type of tourney's happening right now. Granted, you don't really get prizes or anything like that. It's just like special events they have, and if you win it,
right.
But I do like that you do get prizes.
That's sweet.
Yeah, if you win, you get like a $50 credit towards the PS Store or something like that they give you, which would make me want to do it more.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I think this is cool, and I mean, I'll see how much I'll use this because, again, it does seem like something that I won't typically use like right off the bat. But if I see that it is something that it's a really great experience and people are really digging it and people are like really like kind of using and utilizing it, I can definitely see myself getting into multiverses more so on my PS5 than my PC. I don't know. I can probably pick up some games on PS5 that I don't typically play. I'm waiting for it, and we can talk about this another time because I know the Last of Us remake came out, or at least the embargo is up now, so people are kind of rating the game and kind of like giving us scores and stuff. But I'm just waiting for the Factions multiplayer game to hit because I am super excited for that, and I think this would be a cool feature to have with that along with the whole tournament thing, because I can see like that kind of gives me like that game gives me like Gears of War vibes too sometimes, so having like a tournament based Gears, quote unquote Gears game, like that'd be really dope.
This ties perfectly in with Sony buying Evo. Tournaments, fighting.
Man. Sony knows what they're doing, man.
They've got to get moving, right? Because that Blizzard deal's finishing, and they got to come up with some space.
100%. Now, where do you think Discord comes in all this?
Oh, I can't wait.
You like that, right? I like
once
that.
Discord's in there in Sony's ecosystem, it's done. I will be on my PlayStation 5 so much more often.
I don't believe you.
I swear, I will. I'll tell you right now.
It's such a game breaker. You know how many fucking times I'm trying to game with my friends, and they're all. And it's crossplay. Like, the world's heading to crossplay. We're all going to cross-platform. Everyone's playing together. And, like you guys were saying it, like Sony was late to the party. They were being little bitches about it.
Little bitches, Little
and
sluts,
now, like, whenever my buddies are on Xbox, I have to go on the Xbox phone app to chat with them while oh my God.
No, absolutely not.
Smash my head in.
So Nate, do you think they are... this is confirmed, but I just feel like it just went away for some reason. But do you think they are making a standalone like app, right? That is exactly what's happening.
People want it. People have been very vocal about this. They want this thing. It's going to make people buy more PS5s. Because it's just going to integrate more. It gets to be word of mouth. I'm on my PS5 talking to you. Like, you can do that. You don't have to be on your PC the whole time. So, Discord's huge.
Didn't
big.
they announced it and then they came out with something kind of stupid. What the hell
Fucking
was that?
dumb, dude. All it was
Like, oh, I'm playing a game on PlayStation.
Cool.
That's it. You can see it on
Bro.
on yeah, you can see it on someone like whoever's
Yeah,
playing a
okay.
game that you can see it above their head. That's
Yeah,
really
I
I'm
thought
playing-
I thought
I'm
they were
playing,
gonna come out with that before.
I'm playing God of War 2 and you can't play it on your PC. Haha. Like
Yeah.
that's basically.
Yeah, it's
What
pretty
I
much
say.
it.
yeah. It was. I mean, I guess that was the first step, but again, I'm hoping next year we'll definitely see that full-fledged integration, and I'm all for it. Like, give me Discord. I'm all for it for sure. So that ends our news for this week. We're gonna slide right into in-game chat with Nate, and we're gonna slide right in, and then we're gonna just give him a little bit of our one-on-one questionnaires here.
Yeah.
So let's go. Let's do it.
Let's do it.
All right, Rob, start it off for us because I have not pulled out the doc.
Okay. All right.
You've been doing that by memory the whole time?
No, there's
Oh
another
my
separate
God.
doc. We didn't
Okay.
take out. We have a separate doc for the questions for you. You know what I mean?
Oh, okay, right.
We don't want you to see all the questions, so you can just kind of.
So
All right, Rob,
Nasty
start.
Nate.
Yeah.
Right? This is all about using game chat, all about your podcast, what you're doing with your brothers. For me, my first question for you is, where did the name Nasty Nate come from? And before you answer that, you're not the first Nasty Nate that we've met. And I'll tell you
Oh,
that.
really?
Yeah.
You're Nasty
Yeah.
Nate. So how did the name come about?
We were in Vegas for
Oh, it all
Jonathan-
starts at Vegas, huh?
Yeah.
Oh damn! This already
No,
is
it's not-
going
it's not
left
gonna
turn
be-
here.
and for Jonathan's bachelor party, and we were walking the streets at night, and you know the creepy guys that hand out the porn cards.
Yeah, I know them.
I've
Yeah.
never been to
Yeah.
Vegas, but I could picture it in my brain.
Okay, well,
Oh.
there's this guy in the darkness with a hood on and everything, and he's like,
Did he have a trench coat and he went like this?
Yeah,
I
No?
picture like medieval. He's like, hey, you,
and he's like whipping people the porn cards. He's like, hey guys, you guys want to go to the? I can't remember.
I
what
got
it's
some
called.
tits here. Like, you want to see them?
He's like, here, take my card. The name's Nate, Nasty Nate. Tell him Nasty Nate sent ya. And we're like, okay, we will.
There it is.
So then there it is. I was just like,
True.
man, that is so awesome. I'm Nasty Nate.
I love that.
My name is
I
now
love
Nasty
that
Nate.
so much.
That's where I first really found it. But like, my humor growing up in my family is very like vulgar. I'm a very
Yeah.
vulgar man,
Mhm,
and
mhm.
it just fits. It just fits.
Perfect.
So
I
I snagged
love
it.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Now, Rob, you want to tell him your story of Nasty Nate, our Nasty Nate?
Our Nasty Nate. So we went to, this was back in, I want to say 2015 or something like that. And we went to a G-Eazy and Logic concert in
Oh,
Hartford,
nice.
Connecticut. And we're in line, and there's these guys behind us, and they're like belligerently just like
Oh.
out of their mind, right? They're the younger guys. I think they were like maybe 21, 22, whatever. And we asked him, like, he's like, hey, I'm Nasty Nate is the name of the guy. He's like, I'm Nasty Nate. And I'm like, all right, cool, man, whatever. And then he like asks me for like Snapchat or something, or like, yeah, we do like stupid shit. Like, add us on Snapchat. This was back when Snapchat was like really big. So I added on. He like added himself on Snapchat as Nasty Nate. As Nasty Nate, and like throughout the concert, we're like just seeing him. Just like at one point, I think I just see him throwing up somewhere, and he's just like doing up and, like, and I'd always have him in my phone. And this guy, every time I saw like a story on Snap, it was just him drinking. I was just like, oh my god,
Nice,
like,
nice.
geez. So like forever, I just had this guy, Nasty Nate, on my phone from this random concert I went to, and that's our Nasty Nate.
Do you
So,
still have him on?
I don't think I have him on anymore.
I'll see him
I
at the
think-
convention. I'll see him at the
Yeah.
Nasty Nate convention. All the
Yeah.
other Nasty Nates. We get together once a year.
Yeah. Oh god, you see the guy
No,
from Las
I-
Vegas?
No, I think he's gone. I think
Hey, Nasty Nate,
Oh,
I
fuck,
got
that
some
is funny.
tits for you.
he could have said that guy.
I know.
They're all the
It's
same
definitely
person.
Believable.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Oh god. So speaking of your name, I want to divert to your podcast. How did you come about the Elder Trolls podcast? I mean, I'm sure it's a spin from the Elder Scrolls, right? I mean,
Yeah.
I'm just
Yeah.
shooting blanks here, but so it's come about like how did that come about?
Well, we are huge fantasy junkies and Elder Scrolls fans.
Hmm.
Okay.
First of all, just so I didn't screw up this question, I wrote a little blurb down. So how it started was we have like a family chat, me and my brothers and my 2 cousins, and we chat in there all the time, and we say the stupidest shit, and it's funny. We think it's funny. And then we're like, oh, let's start the podcast, and we were trying to come up with names, and no matter what name I checked online, it was taken. And I don't want to take someone else's name. I don't want to,
Right.
because some podcasts there's like 5 different names of the same one. I don't know how they control that or whatever, but we're like, well, you know, we're 3 brothers. We're kind of gross. We're like vulgar, you know. We're older, and we troll each other a lot, like all the time, all the time. And Daniel was like, well, I had this name in my back pocket I was going to use for like another project with some friends, because they were kind of beating around the bush of making like a YouTube channel. He's like, but it never came to fruition. So he's like, how about the Elder Trolls? We're older gamers. We're grumpy sometimes. We're vulgar. Nate's gross, like a troll, right? And we're like, man, it's perfect. And we're Elder Scrolls fans. It just fits. The Elder Trolls gaming podcast.
I love it.
Yeah.
That's awesome, man. That's a really great kind of like it just fits for you guys. You know,
feels organic. Feels like
yeah, exactly. So that's awesome. So do you guys? How did that podcast come to fruition? As far as like, hey, let's start a podcast. Like, how did that come up?
Yeah. Let me jam this out here. So, like I said, we had like we're constantly chatting in this
brothers Discord chat.
Yeah, and like a chat all the time. Like, I talk with my brothers every day, all day, like for the past 35 years.
Do you guys live with each other as well?
We me and my older brother Jonathan, we lived with each other at my parents' place, and then we moved to Ottawa together. He went to school. He needed a roommate, so I moved in. Then we got a house together later on. So I've lived with Jonathan since like before I got married, and once I got married, I moved out.
Yeah.
So I've been with him for quite a while. Like, we were inseparable.
Right.
Yeah. We kind of still are. But like, we never really got sick of each other, like, ever. And in this chat, we talk mostly about games and gaming and stupid shit. And we were like, why don't we just take this chat and make it a podcast?
Sounds familiar.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. I think a lot of people like take it that way. Right. And you know, we grew up in a very artsy family. My dad was a musician. He's released a few albums, nothing like crazy popular or anything, just like locally. He taught us our own like instruments. So Jonathan plays guitar, I play drums, Daniel plays piano. Me and Jonathan were in a band. We'd go around, all that kind of stuff. So we had like the music, the artsy kind of thing. Daniel, he grew up playing piano and actually became a real musician. He went to school. He teaches piano. He's writing his own albums. He's releasing his albums, all that kind of stuff. Awesome. And Jonathan was always really good at like drawing and painting. And he actually got accepted into college for animation, but he couldn't go for like, I think it was too soon.
Right. It was too soon for him. Yeah. I remember
so he backed out of that.
Okay.
And I graduated from audio recording and music production, an academy here in Ottawa. So we had all the pieces, right? We had all that kind of pieces, and we were like, we've got the pieces. Why don't we put it into something, you know, that we
together,
right?
Right.
Yeah, and doing like an entertainment show. It's more entertainment and gaming focused. It's not like we don't do the news like you guys do. Right. I think you guys do a fantastic job. Some other podcasts do great jobs too. We don't need to do it. So yeah, and we do like once every 2 weeks, so we can't really keep up with the news. So it's more of like an entertaining half episode, and then we get into like a topic that we can discuss, kind of thing. So that's how we really started it. And then
may I ask? This is one of my questions actually. Yeah. How do you choose the topics? What's your process like for choosing one of your topics?
It's tough. We have like we work in like this weird unit. Like I was telling you guys earlier, we're kind of like Venom, right? We're of one it's crazy. Like we think exactly the same. We're very like on the page. We're all on the same page. And we have this document that we just say ideas. And if you're on the shitter and you're thinking of something, you're like, oh, you throw down the idea, right? You just put it in the doc. And then once a week ish, we'll go through the doc and we'll say, what did you mean by this? What are you talking about? And then, oh, this is what I kind of, and then we'll flush out a couple of ideas. Then we'll junk ones that aren't going to be very like interesting in a way. And then we'll have a list of ideas that we can actually talk about, and then ideas that are just, and then pending, completed, backlog, back burner, all that kind of stuff. But we started on the new stuff. We couldn't keep up. So we had to come up with another segment to do. So we're landing on this for now. There might be some changes coming up down the road on some content that we're working on or that we'd like to work on. That is actually going to use more of our talents together again. And that's going to be big projects. So
nice.
It might change a bit more down the road as well.
Awesome. I love that. I love that you guys have different talents. Like you guys just have a lot to put into the podcast, you know, like each one of you guys have something different to kind of give to the podcast, you know? And I told you before off screen, but I been listening to you guys for not very long, but I think episode 13 was the first time I started listening to you guys. And then from there on, I'm like, yeah, you guys have a very, very interesting way of just communicate. Like I love the way you guys go back and forth.
The banter is great. Yeah,
very engaging. And I just love to listen. I think it's your personalities too. I think you guys are just very similar to how Rob and I are. Like off camera, we're pretty terrible too. Like we talk like crazy shit and we just say fucked up shit too. And so the way you guys kind of like talk and the way you guys kind of like handle each other, I just feel like it's very reminiscent of us, you know. So I just feel like I have a connection, like that's the sound
right
weird,
on,
like a weird connection to you guys, you know what I mean?
That's it. And I felt that weird connection when we went for a little meeting, right? Like we were just right into it.
It's
like
100%.
I knew you guys. Like how long have you guys known each other?
Our whole life, almost
exactly.
7 years old.
Yeah, like brothers,
like
right?
Basically,
it's that kind of thing. It's just
you can see that on the podcast. You can see the flow of like your conversation and how you guys bounce ideas off each other, similar to how we do, like, because we know each other. Exactly. So I think that's fantastic, and I love that you guys are doing that. Any other questions, Rob, real quick?
Who's the nerdiest out of the three brothers?
The nerdiest.
Who's the neckbeard out of all?
It depends on what, really. Like I'm obsessed with games, right? I'd say I'm more obsessed with games than the other two. Jonathan is way more obsessed with like technology, like tech, like TV,
like
and
OLED.
Like what's the newest gadget coming out?
Gadgets,
that's cool. All right.
Yeah. And then Daniel is more movie nerd. Like he likes to really dissect movies and the scores and the music and like what they've chosen to really put in that movie, like all that kind of stuff. So that again is another reason why we kind of mesh together so well.
Those two fuckers did not want to come in here, huh?
Like,
nope. I rather do actual like work and actual like life shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he had to. Well, Jonathan his wife is getting her license, and he has to go take her out driving and practicing before she writes her test. So that's why he couldn't make it. Daniel is, when he's not doing our podcast, he is in the studio recording his EP like night and day. That guy doesn't freaking sleep.
Nice.
The process.
Dedication. No, I'm just shooting the shit. But definitely at some point we would need you guys back on. All three of you guys. I think that'd be phenomenal, and I think that'd be really fun to do.
The banter would be hilarious, I think.
Major question here, Nate, and you need to answer this. When is Elder Scrolls 6 coming out?
Like
you need
4
to know.
Years.
4 years. Damn it.
Are we gonna be 50 by the time it comes out? Yes.
I can say 40. I'll be 40.
Skyrim broke me.
I might be 40. Yeah.
40 probably. Skyrim was the game that broke me. I remember playing that game on my parents' house, and I was in the basement. I had the whole basement to myself. I was like living the dream back then, and I was playing this game, and I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna fucking play this game until I can't anymore. I played no lie, like 9 hours straight.
No, I think it was 12. I think it was 12 hours straight.
12 hours? Oh, 12 hours straight.
I love
that. Was the last time I played that game.
You know
because I couldn't do it. I
got stuck in Blackreach. After he hit Blackreach, that's it. He's just like, I'm not wanting to do this shit anymore.
I was like, you're telling me I played 12 hours and all I've done was side missions? Like, no, that's it. I haven't even touched the main story. I'm like, I can't do it. I can't do it. And I think that was the last time. That was it.
I keep starting that game over and over and over again. I play like 60 hours. I don't even touch the friggin' main story. I just fuck off into the mountains. I'm a mountain.
And this is why I can't play Ubisoft games, because it's all checklist stuff, right? And I'm like, I can't get to the main story because I have like fucking Pablo over there needs my help. I need to help him. Like, I need to get all these off my list, and it just ends up being a problem, you know.
Oh, man.
So I'm going to assume that you're going to choose Skyrim over Elden Ring for like favorite game, right? Like,
yes.
Just based on that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, for sure. So is that considered your favorite game? Like Elden? What's your favorite game? I guess
my favorite game of all time. We've had these conversations where I think it ties into nostalgia a lot.
Can I guess your favorite game?
Oh yeah, you can try. Yeah.
It was the Ratchet and Clank game going mobile. We just showed that was your favorite game.
Yes, nailed it.
You know what? I've never played a fucking Ratchet and Clank.
I mean, it's fine. I get it. It's a fun game. It's a fun time. You know,
you can turn your brain off. It's fun.
But like favorite game, I think it ties into nostalgia a lot. Like if I touch Zelda Ocarina of Time, you know, I just get lost, and I just
that's Rob's.
Yeah, Skyrim's
that's
close,
shit, man.
Like I can't say of all time because every game when I played it stole a piece of me, right?
Yeah.
So like, I can't say of all time, but Skyrim's up there for sure.
Yep.
Zelda Ocarina of Time's up there. I don't know if you guys played Zelda Link's Awakening for Game Boy Color.
I did.
No,
I don't think I did.
It's out for Switch, but they remade it, right? Mm-hmm. And like I remember, like so many memories when playing that game, like on the bus at school, like sneaking out of class to play this game in the bathroom, right? Like that kind of shit, like that. All
with the little light connected to your Game Boy.
On my Game Boy,
you're just like,
oh, Nathaniel, you've been out there for a while in the bathroom. Like, what?
I remember
taking a shit. What do you want? Right?
Yeah, right.
I think it was in middle school. We had the desk, right? And I remember I saw this one kid. He had his Game Boy SP, the one that flips up, right? And he was playing Golden Sun, like while the teacher was just like talking, just like right there in front of her, just like
savage.
Sick, bro. I was so jealous. I'm like, you motherfucker.
I'm so jealous.
I wanted to be me
until he got it taken away, and his mom had to pick it up.
Yeah, man. Like there's just a few games like CS:GO was huge. We had huge. Played that so much. Like there's tons of games. I can't say which one's my favorite, but yeah.
Awesome.
Hey Nate, this is a question for you, man.
Yeah.
Do you feel like everyone's doing a podcast nowadays? Do you feel like there's like an overabundance of podcasts, or do you feel like it's kind of like just dying out, or do you think it's because of technology that's available to everyone now that it makes it super easy?
I think that podcasts has revived the radio, right?
Okay.
And it's so rewind, like back when I was recording a lot of recording bands, recording myself, that was a lot easier than having to go to the studio in the 80s and the 90s, right? Like bands used to save up to go to the studio and record their albums. You can do that in your fucking bedroom
right
now, right? Like my brother's doing it in a studio that my dad built.
Yep.
Right? Like, and it same goes for podcasting. People just want to talk, and there's gonna be ears to listen,
right? And people love hearing someone else talk.
Yeah, I'm all for it.
So if anything, we kind of are hitting a podcast like renaissance
Yeah,
right?
well, a
In a
radio
sense.
renaissance in
Yeah.
a way, right? Minus
Yeah,
the
for
music,
sure.
because the music
Yeah.
industry's fucked, and they'll kill us if they get a chance, right? Like
Yeah.
try putting a song up behind us talking, like forget about it.
Right.
Yeah,
100%.
100%.
Yeah. Podcast industry, it's revived, like you said. I think it's something that has changed a lot, and I think although there's an abundance of people doing it, it's very saturated at this point. But I think there's always someone, like, you can never have, like, I have 4 or 5 podcasts that I listen to, like, you know, and I try to kind of just cycle through them as much as I can, and I don't know. I feel like there's always something different. Usually, like, I listen to gaming podcasts, but I also listen to just like science podcast, like just like
history.
technology
I do
podcasts.
history.
History is a
Like
good one
random
too.
stuff, yeah.
Just random stuff, and so there's never enough podcasts for you to just kind of like sit back, relax, and enjoy whatever someone is talking about. You know, so yeah, I think it's great. I think it's cool.
I love it. I love it.
Love it. Love it. Rob, any last questions for Nate before we move on to Would You Rather?
I know you're into photography.
Yeah.
You Canon, Nikon, or Sony guy?
I am currently Nikon. I don't want to be. I almost jumped ship to Canon recently. Actually, I almost sold all my gear. I was fed up with it because doing a wedding, I need the autofocus that Nikon only has in their like $8,000 camera, which I'm not gonna touch, right?
Right.
So like Canon has amazing autofocus system, and I'm like, oh, like sometimes you do miss a shot, you know, because the camera isn't doing what you fucking want it to do.
And you only get one moment, right? You get that one time to do it, especially at a wedding. You can't be like, do that pose again. Like, no, it's gone.
Exactly. And my camera's it's getting older. It does the headshot game like no one's business because they sit there or they stand there and I just shoot their face, right? But in a wedding day, like you need that shot. And sometimes like I think it happened maybe once or twice where like the camera just would not focus properly, you know, and I'd have to tell the couple afterwards, I'm like, I didn't get your kiss. I didn't fucking get it.
That's when you just like run away. You like run away, like, all right.
See ya. Ninja smoke, I'm out.
Yeah. So what sparked your photography business? Like, is it like a full-fledged business that you have, or are you doing that on the side? Like, what's
I do that after work. Like I work a Monday to Friday IT job, and after that, like I do headshots after work and on the weekend. So whenever someone needs headshots, they book in my calendar, and if I got 2 or 3 after work, I go home to my studio, I fire it up, shoot them, get them out, and that's how it is. So like some weeks it's brutal, like I'm nonstop, but there's some months where I hear crickets, you know. So it's up and down. It's the side business, so I'm not too worried about it. It's some nice extra income that I can just throw at hobbies and whatever. So yeah, how did I get into it? Is that what you asked me as well? I ramble a lot. Okay,
that's fine. Yeah, no.
When I was younger, my dad brought home like a National Geographic massive picture book, and it had all these massive photos of like wildlife, and I was like, "That's it. I'm going to be a wildlife photographer."
Oh yeah.
And he bought me a little point and shoot, and I'd go out into the bush because we lived in the middle of nowhere. I'd go out in the bush. I'd just take shots of whatever I could. And years passed by. I'd sell the camera for rent. I'd buy another one. I'd sell the camera for food. I'd buy another one, sell the camera for rent, back and forth until I was able to actually get a career where I could fund my photography and actually get to keep my my camera gear. Yeah,
got it. Nice.
It's expensive. It is. I know. My uncle's a photographer, and you go through the things, and you got to resell your old equipment, and go through. It's a cycle. It's a vicious cycle with that stuff. So.
That's awesome. Well, thank you, Nate, for sharing all that information with us. We're gonna move on to Would You Rather, a little fun piece here that we have, a little fun piece that we have. So we're gonna start off now. Rob, do you want to start off with one of the questions, or you want me to start off?
We're gonna have to skip one because he already answered one, basically. That's
okay.
One, so that's
that's fair. That's fair.
So I guess you could ask the first one. I'll ask the third one.
Okay, all right. So we're going based on so first question here: Would would you rather be thrown into the Last of Us world or Resident Evil's world? Basically, would you rather have clickers or would you rather have zombies?
Oh,
You're gonna die either way. So
You're gonna
Yeah.
probably die. You're
I
gonna
think-
die.
I think I think I'd survive more in the Last of Us world. I think I'd go with Last of Us. It's more of like a post-apocalyptic world, right?
Yeah.
Yes,
more-
yes.
and
Resident Evil's happening right there.
Yeah, it's happening. Yeah, it's like breaking out. I like the post-apocalyptic stuff more. Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
I think I'd go Last of Us. That way, I can sneak around more.
There's no like zombie dogs either. Like
Yeah,
that's always a
There's no
pain in the
nemesis
ass.
chasing you. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah,
I've
I
always
definitely.
screamed about that shit. Like post-apocalyptic stuff, love it.
Oh, I love it too. Like I kind of like that setting, not to live in it, but just like the whole like living in that world or being in that world in a video game. I love that.
I do have a curveball throw at you guys.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
So with Resident Evil, you get bit, you get turned to a zombie, right?
Yeah.
But in Last of Us, if you breathe in the spores,
Ooh,
you get turned. So it's a lot easier to turn into one of those things versus zombies. You're gonna get bit.
Just
So-
don't
I
get
just-
near
I
the
just-
blubber ones. That's
I
all.
just had 2 years of fucking pandemic training, boys.
That's fair. That is
Fucking,
fair.
that's
dude.
it. I'll get that Razer gaming mask that they came out with.
I
Okay, yeah,
wanted
sure,
that,
that's
dude. Damn it.
That's what's gonna save you against the spores of the
I bet you it
And
didn't
95
do
masks,
fucking
that's it.
shit. Didn't do fucking.
That's awesome. Yeah, I would still pick clickers for sure. I think
Last of Us.
yeah, Last of Us.
Yeah, me too. Me too. I would just live in a bubble and I would just never go anywhere making
Because
noise. I would never make a noise.
Yeah.
Although
and
they chase after you, like they literally run after you. So I don't know. It's tough. Like
You
Resident
stay
Evil at
quiat.
some
You
point.
should stay quiet and you're fine, Live near water. Running water. It'll never bother you.
Yep. Get a boat and go to an island. Can they swim?
Probably
I
not.
don't think they can swim, no.
They
Man,
can fucking. They
that's
can't
the
even
answer.
see.
All these zombie shows, okay? Just get a boat, you fill it with some gasoline, and you go fish.
That's it.
You can live on
You'll-
the fish. Find
Live
an
off
island.
the fish. Find an island. Live happily ever after.
There was a
I just,
movie-
I just wrapped up that fucking show that was out for 10 years. What the hell was it called?
Walking Dead.
Walking Dead. Oh my
Walking
god, don't
Dead.
get me started on that.
Oh my god.
I can't watch that anymore. I watched
I'm
a couple
done.
seasons
I'm
and
done.
after
Oh,
a
yeah.
while, I can't do this shit.
Yeah.
All right, Rob.
All right, next one. Nate, if you had to pick a timepiece to live in the Assassin's Creed games,
Ooh.
again, this is main series. I'm not going to go crazy with the side, whatever bullshit. So I'm just going to go through all of them for you real quick. Assassin's Creed 1, you're basically in the Crusades. Assassin's Creed 2, you're in Italian Renaissance. Assassin's Creed 3, American Revolution. Assassin's Creed 4, Pirates. Assassin's Creed Origin, Ancient Egypt. You get pharaohs and shit. Odyssey, Greek mythology, basically, the Greeks. And Valhalla, Vikings. So which of those? you
man,
think? It's
that is
hard.
So
it's
tough.
hard.
That's
I'm-
tough.
I wouldn't say I'm a history buff, but I love like medieval history.
Yes, me
love
too.
it.
Me too.
I love it.
Just went to the Renaissance Fair actually this past weekend. So the whole dress up thing.
You never.
It's great.
You got to send me pictures because I didn't know.
Nice.
I know
did
you had.
did you
the
go
whole
dressed
suit.
up?
I did
Yeah.
go dressed up.
Oh,
Yeah, I went as like an
nice.
assassin. Not necessarily an assassin from like Assassin's Creed. I have like gauntlets. Do I have they here? No, they're in my car. I have like gauntlets, like leather gauntlets that have like the Assassin's Creed
Nice.
logo on there. But yeah, so you're a big fan of the Renaissance or medieval times, right?
Medieval. So, but you know what? I love the Greek mythology stuff too. But in the end, I'd have to go with the Crusades. I'm a huge
So one.
like Crusader, like Knights Templar history
Yeah.
and myths and all that kind of stuff. I love that stuff.
Oh man. Okay. All right. Rob, what would you pick?
I'd probably go with the Italian Renaissance. I feel like that was just like a good time.
It'd
know,
be cool. It'd be a good time.
Hanging out with
you know what I mean?
Michelangelo and shit.
Oh
You
yeah,
know,
yeah.
Fucking Easy, Ezio was living a good life before he became an assassin.
That's
Yeah,
fair.
you know?
Yeah, you're
That's
right.
true.
Ezio
Yep.
was living
Eating some
the dream,
pasta.
man.
Like I'm with it. I'm with it, man.
I like that. I like that. Dude. I like that.
Man.
I would probably. I love Greek mythology, so I think I would probably pick Odyssey, just because of the lore that it has. You know, I think it'd be really cool to be in that environment, and I don't know. I just think it'd be cool to be there. You know what I mean? Like just like
Your life would be so short. Your life would be so short. Man.
Yeah,
So fast.
yeah. I mean, well, if I pick the Vikings, right?
Any-
if I pick
yeah,
Valhalla,
anywhere else
I,
is the
I
same.
guess so. Yeah.
yeah. Everyone's age there is like probably like 30s, and you're dead, pretty much.
So,
right? Like,
but you could be like one of those Spartan guys where they train, and since they're like they can walk, right? Like you're gonna
There
be
you go.
living. You're gonna be living quite a while once you're trained like a Spartan, right?
There
No
you
one's
go.
gonna take you down.
yeah, but everyone's life expectancy is what, like 30, isn't it?
Not
Like,
well, yo, that was Mediterranean diet back then, man. They were
Oh, yeah.
living. They were living the life back then.
that's
They
fair.
were living the
it.
life. They were living the life.
Olives,
fair.
wine,
I love all of them.
pizza. Were they making pizzas back then? Some kind of flatbread.
Whatever.
Something.
I'm
Got
sure.
fed up. You know. Feta. I like we're picking based on the food.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Hey, you gotta feel the body, right? If you want to
Yeah.
just, that's it.
This is actually a good
All
question,
right.
Bill. I didn't read this one. This is a good one.
Well, this one, I was debating on whether I should ask it or not because I don't know if it was too confusing.
No, that's good.
All right, so I'm gonna go for it. Would you rather bring back your favorite childhood game as a full remake, like kind of think of Last of Us remake, right? The one that just came out, or would you rather have your favorite game re-envisioned on the big screen? So would you rather have it as a full-fledged like remake, getting all the treatment as The Last of Us did, or would you rather have it seen on the big screen, actually be good though, not like a piece of shit
Okay.
movie?
Okay, so it would be good on the big screen,
Like good, like it,
Oh, yeah,
it'd be
hands down,
like
yep.
phenomenal on.
It'd be
on
like
big
Sonic
screen. It'll be-
2 or like
yeah. Okay,
Pikachu, like kind of like
I would
that.
definitely
Yeah.
put Zelda on the big screen, and it'd be
Okay,
amazing.
that would be really nice.
You
Yeah.
wouldn't want a remake of like Link's Awakening or like
It's already been remade.
Ocarina of Time.
Nah.
It's
See,
gotta go. It's gotta go on the big screen where I can enjoy a 3-hour movie of it and just. Oh yeah.
yeah, I like that. I mean, for it being like Zelda, I think that'd be perfect. You know what I mean? I think that's a great. If they can nail that, there was a fan made YouTube.
Yeah, I watched
kind
that.
of like a short or like a clip or something.
Yeah.
Like
It was
someone-
pretty decent for.
It was
for-
pretty decent
yeah.
for a fan made.
I remember it. Yeah, I remember that.
Question about that movie, if it just came out, would Link be silent the entire movie? I feel like
We
if
talked
they
about
didn't
this.
make it for Ghost, right?
That and for Metroid, right? If
Yeah.
they made a Metroid movie,
So,
I don't think they can make him silent, to be honest.
but it would take away. It would. I feel like it would take away from it if they gave him a voice. People would give.
Yeah,
If
that's true, right? Like we've went through how many games where he didn't talk, and they were some of the greatest games ever made, right? He can last 3 hours in a movie and not talk, I suppose.
Exactly. Make the surrounding characters talk a shit ton and just make him silent. You know, he could be.
I don't know how well that's gonna work.
They would
on
need-
the big screen though.
They would need to come up with a good reason why he's not talking, though.
True. They can't just be like.
Oh, he doesn't talk. Okay.
All right, cool. Wait, so
Right?
so what? There's no reason behind it in the actual games,
No.
right? It's just
No, he just doesn't talk.
fuck
It's
it,
just,
right?
it's just not. It's
Unless-
just, it's,
Like in Ocarina of Time, he wakes up in the hut, right? Maybe he just
so I
loses-
think it is inferred that he does say stuff because the characters will ask you questions and you will pick
Answer it.
a thing. So I think he actually is talking to the other characters, but
It's like
we're not-
a Pokemon game,
It's
right?
like
Yes.
us. It's like we're talking to the other characters. in our
Exactly.
brain.
Yeah,
Link is like kind of
exactly.
like a slate, a blank slate
Yeah.
for us. Like he is the character, kind of like you said, Pokemon. So I think that's what they intend is like you're actually Link. He's not.
So if we're doing it like that, then he's got to talk in the movie because we
Yeah,
have no
yeah.
interaction with the movie. Other
then
than
you're
that.
right. Yeah, he does have to talk. 100%. Yeah.
Who
If
would
we're
be the
looking at it
voice
that
actor?
way.
Who would be the who?
Japanese.
Who would be
Make it all
Japanese?
Japanese. No English.
Make it all
please.
Japanese. Interesting. Okay.
We
Interesting.
we had this chat. We had this chat about Ghost. with that
I
clip
want to talk
showed
about
you.
that so
Yeah.
bad. I wanted to go in that conversation so bad when I was here. It's like, oh, I want to.
So, all right. So I'll ask you real quick before we head out because I know we're kind of going a little overboard. But
Yeah.
who would you like to have an all Japanese cast for Ghost, Rob? Or what do you think?
Yes and no. I think they should do 2 versions of the movie. They should do a dub and they should do a sub.
No.
I think it works well for anime because they do that for anime movies all the time where they have a sub and a dub. And listen, I went to Morocco and I had
It's
to watch
anime though. That's anime.
Wait,
That's
wait, hold up. I recently just watched The Last Samurai.
Oh,
Okay.
Yeah.
And back in the day, I see it being like, okay, this is a fantastic movie, but now it didn't age very well because like the main character is talking English to this just English guy, and I'm like, I feel like the English guy should be making more of an effort to talk Japanese. Like they should be talking way more Japanese in this movie than they are talking. Like they did talk Japanese, but not as much as they should have been for a movie. It's called The Last Samurai. So I think it needs to be Japanese. I think it needs to be.
Oh yeah, I don't agree with you with the whole needs to be dub and sub. Like no, I don't think so.
It's more for the masses. I don't care about that shit. I can read subtitles. I don't give a crap. As long as I'm like it gives me their immersion.
Yeah.
There's a show out there that's called what's the name of the freaking show? Vinland Saga. Have you ever seen it?
What's it called?
Vinland Saga.
Sounds familiar.
Vinland Saga?
It's an anime about Vikings.
Oh,
okay. But the anime is in Japanese. And I'm like, these motherfuckers did not speak Japanese.
Right.
They're speaking, so it takes the immersion out of like.
Yeah, I get. I see what you're saying.
Like
I guess.
I like the native language thing. That's just
okay. All right. I get you. All right. Before we wrap things up, Nate, is there something you wanted to show us?
Yes. So I've got a little game for you guys. We've been doing this. I think we're going to continue doing it. Let me get it up here. Where Jonathan's the drawer, the illustrator.
Okay.
Whatever. And he will draw a cartoon character or a gaming character, and we have to guess who it is before the time is up. And we haven't decided who or what you win. So right now it's just for bragging rights right now.
Cool.
So I asked him if he could draw. He didn't have time, so I drew.
Oh shit!
I drew a gaming character for you guys to.
So Rob, it's a face off. Who's gonna get this?
Who's gonna get it first?
Who's gonna get it first? Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Hold on here. Share screen.
Let's see.
Screen 2.
Rob, you know you're gonna.
Okay, can you see it? We can see it.
Yep, I can see the screen. Yep, I can see it. All right.
Ready?
I'm ready. I got a full screen this. Hang on.
Okay, so it's a minute long. It's in fast forward. Okay, so here we go. I'm pressing play now.
All right.
I love the music. Do we have like?
You got 30 seconds.
Oh shit! Ryu.
Yeah, there you
go. Nicely done. I was gonna say it, but I was like, I'm waiting for the headband.
Yeah, there it is. I didn't want to draw the headband.
This is pretty good.
I didn't want to draw the headband right away.
Yeah. This is pretty good.
This is good. This is solid. I like it a lot.
Not bad. I'm by far the worst drawer out of us three of the Elder Trolls.
Dope.
Very nice.
Not bad. I was still getting used to. I got Jonathan's old drawing tablet, what I'm using here. Yeah. I was still getting used to it because my hand was like tugging on the plastic, so I couldn't really slide my hand around. But yeah, it came out pretty good.
Yeah, no, it's sick.
Congratulations.
Good job, you freaking win.
Yeah.
All right.
Let's do it. Hell yeah.
Nicely
Awesome. Well, thank you guys so much for listening to the Gaming Duo podcast. This has been a fantastic episode. Nate, thank you so much for coming and just kind of like shooting the shit with us and sharing your experience. We really appreciate it. Where can people find you? Go ahead and plug your things here. So go for it.
Yeah. So you can find us on all those streaming platforms. We're on YouTube, YouTube/Elder Trolls Gaming Podcast. We're on Instagram. I believe it's Elder Trolls Pod. We're on Twitter, Elder Trolls Pod as well. And what else? We're on Facebook, Elder Trolls Gaming Pod on Facebook, I believe. But yeah, we're everywhere. All you have to do is search the Elder Trolls Gaming Podcast, and we'll come up that little blue icon with the 3 heads. That's us.
That's us. Give these guys a rating on Spotify and on Apple. That definitely helps. And while you're at it, give us a rating as well. That definitely helps us in the algorithm. We really appreciate it. Thank you guys so much. Rob, is there anything else you want to say before we leave?
No, again, thank you, Nate, for coming on. It was an awesome conversation. I hope this is not the last time that we do this. And we'll bring your brothers along next time. And yeah, that's all I got.
Thank you guys. Awesome. I had a blast. Loved it. Thank you so much.
Awesome. Real quick before we leave, I know we're going really long, but we are doing a multiverses tournament between podcasters as well. So the Genre Geeks podcast has that information if you want to go ahead and check that out. We'll be doing that at some point this September, so next month. So check that out. We'll give you guys the details once everything is solidified. And that is all. So thank you guys for listening, and until next time, take care.
Adios, everyone.